Hello, love bugs of the universe. Welcome back to my channel. This is Priya, your spiritual manifestation coach. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you how I was able to manifest an 82% pay rise when I used to work in corporate London without changing my limiting beliefs in just 30 days. So how was I able to manifest such a massive pay rise without changing my limiting beliefs in such a short period of time? Back in the days when I used to work in corporate London, well, the first thing that is important to become conscious of is your perception of money. How do you view money? What do you equate money to? Because for most people, including myself, once upon a time, I used to equate money to earning, to proving myself, to working hard, to putting more time into things, to taking more action. That if I did these things, then I would earn or get more money. When in reality, these very beliefs were the thing that was blocking me and keeping me stuck from receiving the abundance that was always available to me. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, I mean that money has nothing to do with taking more action or trying to prove yourself or putting in more hours, because money is ultimately just energy. So the first thing that you want to do is shift your perception around money. You want to begin to perceive money as just energy, because that is what it is. And so when it comes to you receiving the financial abundance of money, it really comes down to you expanding your capacity, vibrationally expanding your capacity to receive more money. This is an inner game. It's about shifting your vibrational patterns, shifting your energy so that you become stable and secure within yourself, which allows you to expand your capacity to receive. Then the money will start flowing in. So the first mindset shift or vibrational shift that you want to make before I get into any of this is you want to begin to see money as energy, period. You want to start equating money to energy. Money is energy. Money is energy. And whatever my energy is, the money will be equal to my energy. That's the first thing. Now, my story transpired something like this. So I used to work as an actuary in corporate London. And for so many years, I felt like I was working my ass off, working overtime, trying to prove myself to get that promotion and that pay rise. And whenever it came to the end of year review, the company would say, Jill, you're doing such a great job, but I'm afraid the company doesn't have enough money in the pot to give pay rises this year. And I remember I used to feel so frustrated about it, because I used to feel like, well, I deserve this promotion because, I've been working my ass off. Then I became aware of universal principles. And so I finally understood, okay, it's all about my energy. So on day one, I got clear about what I wanted. I said, okay, I want to have an 82% pay rise, because I knew at this point, well, I can manifest anything that I wanted. I'm an unlimited being, according to the law of attraction and universal principles. So I went in for something really high that was sort of not logical to the human mind and from a 3D perspective. I was like, 82% pay rise, that's what I want. So on day one, I start applying my process. After 2 weeks of just applying my process, the very company that at first was like, there's not enough money in the pot to give you the pay rise, out of the blue, gives me a pay rise. Now, it wasn't my 82% pay rise, but it was still a pay rise. It was a 10K pay rise, but it did not equate to my 82% pay rise. And when I say out of the blue, what I mean by this is that I had stopped communicating with them that I felt that I deserved a promotion or a pay rise, which is what I'd done before. I had stopped working hard and putting more hours. In fact, I was doing less, okay? What I was doing instead was I was focusing on my internal energy. I was focusing on the energetics of what was going on inside of me. That was the only thing that I was doing. In terms of action, I was doing less. I stopped trying to prove myself. I was like, you know what? I already know that I'm worthy of receiving this, period. So when I got that first pay rise, I was like, okay, this is awesome. This is obviously a sign of movement in the right direction. So I was doing the vibrational work, but in terms of like from a 3D perspective, there was no reason why they should have given me a pay rise. It was very much like, oh, we've just decided to give you one. Then what happened from there was that 2 weeks later, after getting that initial pay rise, I get an interview for another role, and I basically get accepted for this role, which was an amazing role, and they gave me a huge pay rise. So what this meant was that in total, these 2 pay rises that I got within 30 days equated to my 82% pay rise. And that's how the story transpired. So now you might be thinking, okay, Priya, but how did you do it? How did you do it? Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is begin to shift your perception around money and to see money as energy, and understand that it's all equal to whatever is going on energetically within you. Now, the second step is to get really clear about what you want. So what do I mean by this? So for me, it wasn't just about getting the pay rise, okay? Like obviously that was a big part of it. Like I wanted to have X amount of salary, but it was also about my working environment. I really thought about the role that I wanted. So I thought about things like, okay, I want my next role to be something that I feel so excited about, and every day it inspires me and I love going into work. I thought about the culture of my work environment, fun people, inspiring people, relaxed people. I thought even about the team that I was going to be working with. I wanted the team to be collaborative, to be inspiring, to uplift one another instead of being like competitive or manipulative. I thought about all these things. I even thought about how I wanted my manager to be, because in my previous role at that time in my life, I thought that my manager was like micromanaging. So I was really clear that in this role, I wanted my manager to be somebody who was so brilliant and seasoned at what he does, that he was so secure with himself that he wants his team to shine, and therefore he gives autonomy to his team. So I got really, really clear about all these things. So really my message is, when you're thinking about this job, whether it's a new job that you want to call in, or whether you want to transform your current job into a much more satisfying package for yourself, don't just think about the money. The money's one aspect, because you could manifest that pay rise but still be miserable in your job. Obviously you want a job and a role that excites you, where you're happy to go into it every day, with the people that you work with are amazing. So think about all these things. Think about not just the money, but think about the work culture, your work environment, think about your team, think about your manager, think about all those things of how you prefer it to be. So get clear about it. What I can actually tell you as well, which I'm just going to insert at this moment, is that the new role that I got at the end of my manifestation was everything that I thought about. So I didn't only get the 82% pay rise, I was working with an amazing team. Everybody was super nice and collaborative in that team. My manager was just amazing. I love him till today. He was such a brilliant man. And the company that I worked for, I loved the culture. It was actually an American company, although I was working in the UK. So, I got everything that I wanted, and I actually really enjoyed my time in corporate London. Most people sometimes talk about the corporate world being difficult and this, that, and the other, and hating it. I actually loved it until I decided I wanted to be a coach, but that's another story. If you want to hear about how I transitioned from corporate London to being a coach, you can drop me a comment below and maybe I'll make a video about it. So anyway, that's number one. Get clear about what it is that you want. Really think about how you want it to be, because this is going to be something that, your work is something you're going to be doing every day. So have a think about that. Now, the next step is the thing that trips up everybody. Okay, once you get clear about what you want, stop looking for proof that it's going to happen. So when it comes to manifestation, the whole point is you're meant to trust in the unseen. You're meant to have faith in the unseen that it's done. And in reality, this is how it really works. Your manifestation is done. This isn't just, let's think positively. Your manifestation is done because it exists right now in the quantum field. It's in another timeline. Everything that you want already exists in another timeline and is available to you right now. I'm not going to go into parallel realities in this video, but I do have videos on my channel about parallel realities and manifesting from the quantum field that you can check out here. But ultimately, the message is your manifestation is done. Everything that you want is available to you. And so when you understand that your manifestation is done, then it really becomes about you rearranging your vibrational patterns to perceive and receive what is already here. That's it. So if you are looking for proof, meaning, you're sitting there saying, why haven't I got any job offers yet? Why is my manager still being the same dick that he is? And, you just keep looking and you're saying, why hasn't it happened yet? And you're looking for proof. This is an indicator that you are not in manifestation mode. Because if you really knew that your manifestation was done and you were in that place of trust and faith, you would not be looking for proof. You would know, okay, it's done. My higher self has got this. I can just chill, relax, focus on my energy, on allowing myself to receive it. So if you're looking for proof, which trips up a lot of people in the manifestation process, because they'll start doing the energetic work and then they'll be like, well, where is it? Where is it? If you're looking for proof, it's an indicator you're not yet an energetic match to what you want, and you're not allowing it in. If you're looking for proof, you're actually blocking what you want. And to give you an example of how this worked for me, so when I was doing my process, I had a few interviews like in between that process. And I remember one interview that I went to that interview and they offered me a 10K pay rise. Now it wasn't an 82% pay rise, but it was just a 10K pay rise for this role. But in my mind, I was like, my 82% pay rise is already done. So why would I compromise? Why would I settle for less if I knew it was already done? So I turned down that role and that job offer because I knew that it wasn't what I wanted and I was unavailable for anything less. Now, old version of me, if I wasn't in manifestation mode, would have thought, oh, well, it didn't work. How come I only got offered like a 10K pay rise versus the 82% that I wanted? But I was still in the energy. I was still in the energy of it is done. And instead I saw it as this is just movement in the right direction, and I turned down the role. So that was like the first incident. The second incident, and this is like me showing you how I did not need evidence or proof to know my manifestation is done. The second incident that happened was I went for another role interview, and I was really vibing this role and thinking, oh, it sounded great. But I didn't get the role. So they came back and told me I didn't get the role. Now, I remember when this happened, I didn't really give a shit. Like, it didn't matter that I didn't get that role, because in my mind, I was like, oh, if that role is probably just not an energetic match to everything I wanted in terms of the pay rise, the culture, the manager, the whole shebang. So in my mind, I was like, okay, it doesn't matter, it's done. Now, this was huge for me because old version of me that, when I wasn't in the manifestation mode, I would have been like, oh my gosh, something's gone wrong. Why isn't it working? Things never work out for me. I would have been in that victimhood consciousness mentality, but instead I was in the energy of it's done. And because I wasn't looking for proof. So stop looking for proof is a really big one. Now, the next step is really all about getting into the energy that allows you to be in a space of stop looking for proof, right? Because that's easier said than done. Intellectually you might get this, but then you might say, how do I actually feel that intrinsically? Well, this next step allows you to do that. So this next step is about becoming a blended being. Now, what do I mean by becoming a blended being? I mean predominantly living and breathing as a blended being, allowing that connection between you and your higher self to be prevalent as you move through your day, because you're not a physical being. You are spirit having a physical experience. And so when you allow that connection between you and your higher self, the universe, source, God, whatever you want to call it, to be prevalent within you so that you are seeing life and experiencing life through the eyes of your higher self, this is when you become powerful. This is when you become a magnet for everything that you want. And in fact, when you become a blended being, this is how you are able to manifest what you want without changing your limiting beliefs. Yes, let me repeat that, without changing your limiting beliefs. Because here's the thing, this is infinite intelligence we're talking about. God, source, the universe, okay? Do you not think that it knows what your limiting beliefs are? It knows what your blocks are. It knows where you have resistance, and that it can't get you around those things? Of course it can. This is infinite freaking intelligence. So when you focus on becoming a blended being, a full-fledged blended being, your higher self will lead you around all your limiting beliefs and all your blocks to whatever it is that you're calling in. Now, if you want to learn how to become a blended being so that you can manifest what you want without needing to identify or change or look at your limiting beliefs or any past traumas, I actually have a brand new training that is completely free where I show you exactly how to do that step by step. So if you want to get in on this free training, you can click the link below in the description box. This training will be live and it will be happening soon on April the 6th. And if you're watching the replay, don't of this video. If you are watching this video after the 6th, then you can just catch the replay to this training, and remember, it's absolutely free. So how was I able to manifest an 82% pay rise within a short space of time? I basically became a blended being. When you do this, things will flow into your experience with ease and speed. I would really love to hear from you what you think about this. Is this new to you? Are you somebody who tends to focus on limiting beliefs? If so, how's that going for you? Because that doesn't tend to work for me. Focusing on limiting beliefs makes it worse, actually. But comment below and let me know. Thank you so much for watching this video. Give me a thumbs up if it resonated for you, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified every time I post new videos around how to manifest everything that you desire in all areas of your life. Catch you soon. I love you. Mwah.